episode 1 of Learning Adobe Photoshop. In today's episode we're going to be looking at the interface, and specifically we're going to be using Photoshop CC 2014. Okay, so let's have a brief look at some of the components that make up the Photoshop interface. Now over here on the left is the toolbox, and this contains all the wicked tools that we use in Photoshop to do all the creative stuff that we do. Now at the moment it's docked to the left hand side and it's a single column. If you want a double column, you can click this little double arrow at the top here and you can change it to 2 columns. If you want the toolbox to be free floating so you can move it around, if you click and drag it out of the dock and let go, it will now become free floating, so you can put it anywhere you like in the workspace. If you want to put it back in the dock, just grab it again and offer it up to the left hand side until you see a blue line, and when that happens, let go and it will redock it. And if we want to go back to 1 column again, we click this double arrow again to drop us back to 1 column. Now at the top of the interface is the menu bar, containing all the menu items that we'll be using, the menus and commands. Now underneath the menu bar there is the tool option bar, and these are all the tool options for each of the tools, and these change with each tool because they've all got different options. So if you click on the marquee tool, you'll see these are the options for the marquee tool, and these are the options for the move tool. Now if the tool options bar happens to be missing, then you can find it in the window menu. So if I click on down right at the bottom, it says options. So if you ever come across here and you open Photoshop and there's no tool options bar even when you've clicked on a tool, then if you go to window, and you'll see that the options is probably not ticked. So if you click it to tick it, then you get the tool options bar back. Okay, under the tool options bar here are the tabs, and these tabs are for each open image. Now if you have more than 1 image open, you can actually drag the tabs and move them around, so you could have that one as the first image, or you could move that back to the second image. If you wanted to, you could drag a image out of the tab and make it free floating. So I'm going to grab the tab, I'm going to drag it out, and now I've got a free floating image as well as one on the tab. And if I want to put it back, I can just drag it back and wait till we get that blue line going all the way around the outside, let go, and it redocks it into the tab. Underneath the tabs here we've got the rulers. And you can see here this ruler is set out in pixels. I can change this. If I right click in the ruler, then I can change it to any of these: inches, centimeters, millimeters, points, picas and percent. I'll just change it to inches just to show you that that works. If you don't need the rulers and you want to switch them off, then if you go up to the view menu and then go down to rulers and click, that will make the rulers go away. So view and rulers will either selectively reveal or hide the rulers. Now over here on the right hand side we've got the panels in a dock. Now we can make panels free floating exactly the same as we did before by just dragging them out. Let me just drag that libraries one out, and you can start to build up custom panels. So if I wanted to, I could drag the styles panel out and dock it with the libraries panel. So now I've got a custom panel, and I'll just drag that up and drop it in there just to save a bit of space. So now I've got the styles and the libraries panel in one panel. If we customize all our panels, what we can do is save this out as a custom workspace, and we do that by going up here to the top here, this button where it says Essentials. I'm going to click on that and it says New Workspace. So I could click on that and I can type in a name for the workspace. Do I want to save my keyboard shortcuts and my menus? Generally we do, and then we click Save. I'm just not going to do that for the second. I'm going to just come out of that. Now there are some presets to give us a starting point. So if I go back over to this Essentials button, we're now in the Essentials workspace, but I've customized it a little bit by dragging these out. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to reset the Essentials workspace, and that puts everything back into the dock. But now I've got some choices. Depending on what I'm doing, I've got the Essentials workspace, which is what we've been working with. I've got a painting workspace, a photography and a typography workspace. So the one I'm going to start with, which I like working in a lot, is the photography workspace, and this brings together all the tools and panels that you think you'll need if you're doing and working on your images. Now we could still customize this further. Let's imagine I don't need the paths panel, so I can click and I can drag that out and I can close it down. So now I've got my layers and my channels, I've got my adjustments, my histogram and my navigator. Okay, I'm okay with that. So now I can save that out now as a custom workspace. So I'm going to go up to the drop down menu, I'm going to click new workspace. I'll call this one Ken Photo. Do I want to save the keyboard shortcuts? Yes, if I've made any. And do I want to say where all the menus are? Yes, I do. And I'm going to click save, and you'll see now that it appears as Ken Photo. So I've now got my specific workspace that I've customized. Okay, down here at bottom left we've got the zoom percentage, and I can click in here, and if I want I can type a specific zoom in there. And just to the right of that we've got the status bar, which offers you a look at different types of information. I know you can't see this, it's gone off the bottom of my video recording, but it gives you lots of different options of information. I normally leave that set to document sizes, and this is how big is the actual document that I'm working on. Well, that's it. That wraps up our little chat about customizing the Photoshop interface. Hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.